Here we go. Alright, dude. I was looking at your scene, and I like what you got going on here. Just a couple things. Let's first take a look at it. Speed. Nice. Okay, man. I'm gonna slow this way down. Come on, baby. Come on. Let's go back. There. Back. Cool. That's a nice twirl. We'll work on that last pose. Let me see. First thing that comes to mind, I did a drawing here. Oh, come on, man. Let me turn this level on. Okay. Let me get over here. There's your drawing. Here, we'll go with your drawing. My thought is, I'm not saying carry it this far, but a little bit of an antic before the character goes into the dance with the arm. You know, this arm could be up that direction a bit. Whole thing could come up maybe a little bit, you know, and you don't have to go crazy. You know, just a little bit. And then as it comes down into this pose, which is your drawing, that's your first drawing. And I know this is, you shot this on, let me see. Okay, so you held it for a while there. Within that space of time, you could do that little antic there. And then as it comes down, the thing I noticed was, okay, follow this shape. As I scroll down, that will be, what I'm showing there is where the arc of this hand. It's coming this direction, which is fine. And then it's going back down this way. What I would do, instead of following that way, because your next one's going to be right there, so then on drawing, on frame number 9, I would, because you're following up in this way, where you're coming up here, I would make this come around that way. One thing you don't want to do is, if you got an arc, if you got a shape that's going on the arc like this, unless it's a robot, you don't want to go to that arc and then this is 1, 2, and then 3. You don't want to follow it back down. You want to. Most arcs are more organic. There'll be an S curve, or even if it's just a U shape, you want to make 3 somewhere like that. It just makes it look less. Let me give you a demo here. Like my hand goes there, goes like that. If I was a robot, that would work. But because I'm not, you can see that I got that little S arc right there. Okay, and then you're working down here, and this is what you want to look on this for everything. I'm just choosing your hand right now. And this feeling okay, because you're gonna be coming down like that, and that could follow. And then, have you got this on? Okay, you're on. Okay, so right in there, because it's a quick move to describe frame number, that would be 12, and it's a fast one. You might want to go on ones here to describe this particular arc. And you want to do that with everything that's moving. The head, this hand, this foot. We'll get into that later on. And then you're coming round like that. And that'll work. And you're following up here. This is working. I like that. Okay, and you're coming up. That's nice because you're kind of savoring that stretch right here that you got, which I like. So that's cool. And you're bringing this up. Let me check out. Let me see. Okay. There's the toe. Kicking back. Kicking back. You might want to on this one because I can see the arc there. You might want to, and let me go to the starting. Okay, there's number that is frame number 16. It's actually 15 that you had the drawing on, but I'm just talking about arcs. It comes back there, and then it comes out like that. You might want to just bring it up like a little bit more like that, where it doesn't go boom, bonk. It will just be a little bit more round. I'm not really sure on that one. Let me see the speed here. Nah, that works. Okay, and then when you come down to this frame, right there, I'm not saying this frame, but this pose, when he lands, that will be, I did this drawing here, but you could even push it more. When it comes out from this one, from being up in the air, I would have this leg still up, like so, and then this one down. But I know it's coming around this way. Come on, draw. What's going on? Okay, I know, but you can still, the main thing you want to do is you want to have lift on this foot coming up, and then this one is going to make contact. And even if the contact is going to be over here, I'll move the foot back where it doesn't change the whole positioning. And then on that contact pose right there, coming out, you can really stretch that body. Put some straights in there. And this one, I'm thinking, even to give it a little more lift and kick. So you got this one coming off the ground, this one's making contact. You feel the real stretch coming down here on the body, and the arms. Somewhere in there. I mean, see what I'm doing here? I'm just scrolling through, I'm feeling the drawings. So on this arm here, you got it fine back here, right there, but then it kind of sticks on this drawing. What you want to do is change the shape. So there's the tip of the fingers, let's say, a wrist, and then when it comes up here, it's going to fall a little bit more. Anyway, a little bit more up, even more. Only reason I can tell, I'm flipping it. And everything's stretching down. And then on this one, I want to get rid of this. Okay, on this one, so that arm, sorry. So this arm is coming down, and this is where you do what I call either a cross or an X. It's where what gives snap in animation and in life is you got this shape here first. I'm just going to draw the line. I call it X move, but that's my own thing I made up over the years. Richard Williams talks about this in his book. I can't remember what he called it, but I was taught by Dale Bear on this one. So this is the first drawing right there. This line right there, and then this one as it's coming over, and you're breaking the joint. It crosses over the drawing before it, and it gives it more of a snap feel. It's like this. If you see, like my arm is right here, this one, and if you look at the shape, if I go like that right there, I'm crossing. There's a X within that shape. So this would be the next drawing too. So then it snaps there, and you want to do that on just where you can do it. You don't do it everywhere. You do it on foreshortening and perspective and just wherever you want to try to get more of that breaking of the joints that gives it more fluidity, and especially with dance. And then you got this, and this is fine. So we're coming down there, and then this is a pretty line. You follow that. Let's see. Okay, and that's where you have the foot planted here. You might want to have that foot. I'm not quite sure. I think he's going back in perspective, and he's crossing his legs there. If that's what you had planned, so that'll work. Because in dance, everything it gets very distorted. So that'll work. But when that foot lands, it lands solid, which you did there. Lands, and then on this, the head as it's coming down. This is where you're going to get a change of shape. You're always looking for changes of shape in the body and the butt, and you get a little bit more of a squash in there. And I would say this foot here is not planted quite yet. To keep it a little bit more alive, you could have it just staying up a little bit, and it gives it a little bit more of a feeling of where everything is not, what is the word, symmetrical in a sense, as far as the weight goes, as far as the limbs and everything. It doesn't all come down at the same time. Everything's broken up, and that gives it much more of an organic feel. So this foot, I would have to play around with this more, but I hope I'm being clear here. It wouldn't quite land yet. So the knee be bent. You could really distort, and the foot's up like that. You can see that it's on its way down there. This one is planted. And then you got the little bit, so you're getting a little squash there, and the head, I would say, would follow. See, you got this arc here. I'd follow that instead of it coming in like that, because I believe, let me see, yeah. Okay, and then you go back where the head is here, which is fine. You can get away with that. So it would be there, and then if it come down here, and you get a little bit of a S arc, and that would give it a little bit of drag. So there'd be a breakdown in there as the head's coming down like this. Please, you can't come in. And then it's coming down, dragging around here. This leg, basically just keep it, bam, bam. Jesus, didn't I? Oh, didn't show that real clear. That leg is planted, and it would still be planted just for a bit, just so everything can catch up. Bam. Then this foot could come down. And I can see on, then you got, what you have is you got the leg coming up. That's all fine, because you got the head coming down around this way. And you're going to follow it this, right there. As this foot, his right foot, you got it planted. And as it starts to come up, I'm going to go within your pose. Planted, 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 planted. Oh, blimey, I see. He's not, that foot's not getting planted. I was confused there. Oh, alright. Sorry about that. So his leg, I understand now, his leg is actually staying up. What's good to do when you're doing stuff like this, perspective, put little shadow lines down there. Like this foot's still up, and then on this one, if it, I thought it was planted down, but I realize now what's going on is that this foot is hanging up. And that is why, I'm sorry, I didn't quite get that. I see. So he's in midair. Oh, and this is coming up. That's fine. Okay, so it's almost, it's a skip. I can see it now. Okay. I believe that's what's going on. I would keep this leg, just keep the whole body up. You could have this one down at this point. Feel that leg and just keep it up here, the squash. Feel that stain up as this leg made contact and is down. And then if this leg is staying there, you want to keep it moving ever so slightly. I should probably talk to you. Anyway, ever so slightly. This foot is planted now. Put a little bit of this in here. I'm just thinking about the torso right now. There's the head. Yeah, what I can see, I see what's going on now. And then what you had was he did land on that foot. I would keep it up as I have here, just to keep everything, the bounce and the texture of the weight and everything changed. And then I can see it coming down here, because I realize now he's coming down and he's going to do a spin. So I put that drawing in there, and then he's working out of this. Let me see. Okay, he's working out. I have the head coming down here. You could have the head even do a little further down. A little more squash there. We'll bring it down this leg just slightly. It's almost holding in there. and then bam, then have this leg make the contact. Or foot, I'm sorry. Have this foot make the contact. And he's looking out towards us. Okay. Yeah, then keep that foot. Keep that foot that's on frame 25. Keep that locked in there. You've almost got this almost like a moving hold. So you're going to want to basically move within this area, but keep it a moving hold like we talked about before up until number 31. That's what this is. So within that moving hold, what you can do is comes down, has that bend, starts to come up into your pose, and I'm just scribbling right now, but it's locked right there. This is locked. Everything's pretty much locked, except the arms are still moving. Here we go on this arm. A little bit more of a wave principle there. And then we'll go with your arm. And we're totally distorting this. So the body basically, here's the butt. If I'm interpreting your drawings right, here's the, let's say the throat right there, and this is coming down the front of the chest, and then the body is twisting like a playing card almost, except the other way. So I believe that's what you're doing right there. So when you're doing that, which is cool, that's fine. So you got that twist, which is good. You want to do that because that's how we move, and it gives it much more of an organic feel. And then you're working out of here, and this is all good. Arms are good. Very good. Keep everything locked. Keep everything locked here. You're just doing some good solid in-betweens, but here's the thing right here. When he comes down, keep those arms moving. Watch as he comes down. This arm right here from frame 21, that's what this is, correct? 21, no, it's 22. From that frame, here's where you got that arm, and then if we go down to frame 30, that arm is basically staying in the same place. Now this is a classic place where this is where you feel it. You feel it by flipping, you know, because if he comes down with that kind of force, those arms are going to, even if he tries to keep them up, he's not going to be able to. So they're going to do a little bit of a boink and then come back up as he's holding in there. So what I would do in here as he's coming down, keep following the movement. You don't have to go crazy on it, but just keep it where you're getting, it's still in motion. And then forget about that frame. And then from there, here is where we would do the X again. Okay, this drawing is right there. My next one on this arm, there. I'm doing the cross. It is overlapping. It's right there, and then it crosses over, and that gives it that whip motion. And stay in there, and with the body you want to stay basically where you have it, just as a moving hold. And then with this arm you can just have a little bit of drag. And then if you had, you know, the hands in there, that would, you'd break the wrists there. And same thing on this arm. Follow that wave principle. Come down a little bit. Starting to turn. All this is contained. Coming back up. That arm comes down. Does the cross a little bit. Alright, right now I'm just feeling it. Okay, so this arm is starting to whip like that. I continue this. And then on this one, working from my drawing right there, which is frame 29, when you work into this one, that's a perfect opportunity to, let me just, right there, to do this kind of arc. So this arm would get, you could do the in between right there would show the arc. That's an S arc, and it would come almost like a wing. That's kind of how I'm feeling it right now. So it's following this S arc. Cool. Cool. That describes it. Okay, a little bit with the feet right here. There's a little, you go from over there. You can see that it slips over there. I know this is rough. I'm just nitpicking right now. That's my job. I'm nitpicking, but the action, the overall action, all of this I like. Just keep what you got there. That's really good. Because that works as speed. Yeah. Okay, and then right here. Okay, so he's spinning around. That all works. He's coming up. That's where I'm a little confused. Okay, the force is coming around that way. I understand that. Continue on. Working. Okay, that's held on twos. That's fine. Yeah, only thing I would do actually, the force is coming around here, which is good. I might want to hang in this shape for a couple more frames. If you notice, you got, which is fine, you got this shape here, and then you got this shape. I'm talking about the torso now. So you got that shape, which is on twos, and you got that shape, and then you got this shape, which is fine if you were just going to stay in that shape, but then you go immediately in the reverse shape, which goes out this way. What you want to do is, that's a situation where you don't want to, you want to give it more time, because otherwise its speed, it's just too much. It's too jittery. because unless it's an action where it's scared or something, but this is a fluid dance right here. So all I'm saying is spend more time within this shape. So if you go to the next drawing, you can continue on this shape, and then the head might just barely move, but then it won't be so jittery, and you're being true to this pose for a little bit longer. You want to hang out there just a little bit longer, and then continue on with that. And maybe this is how you come out of it. Right there, you can see it's an S shape. And then on this one, then you can go into your shape. So you'd also want to do it in between, somewhere there, because that's kind of abrupt as you go into that. And then you get that wave motion. Not sure you can see. Okay, you get that wave motion, and this is all fine. So you worked into that, and then you worked into this. You might want to just simplify that a little bit. That all works good. And at the very end here, the only thing I would do, continue on with what you got, except for that last pose. Everything's real fluid here. He's coming down. If he comes down like that, I have him go like this, and then once again we're going to talk about that wave action with this. And believe me, let me show you something here. So I do this line there, and then you're thinking anatomically, oh well, how's that going to work? I'm not saying draw like this, but I'm saying anatomically how it works is you break the joints. If you look at stuff in slow motion, this happens all the time. And if you saw that still frame in when it's in slow motion of a dance move, sports, or something like that, a quick action, and you saw a still frame, you'd swear that person just broke their limbs. But it's amazing what the body and distortion, what it can get away with. But by putting this in there, I'm just showing you that you can still keep it solid, in case you're wondering. That was something that I was always like, well, how do they get away with that? So anyway, okay, getting back to this last pose, I would just follow through with the wave motion. Here we're doing what I call the cross. You're crossing the shape, and then if you come, where is that? Let me make that a little darker. And then when you come down into this, and if you just want it to end up back down around there, I would just continue on and just follow. It's going bop 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 bop, and then follow this. I'm not exactly sure what the reference was that you used for this. I'm just showing you the action to. And then you'd move right into, that's it, 77. And then your last pose could be something like, I'm not sure what the dance is, but if it was some kind of dramatic, I don't know much about dance, modern dance or something. But if the arm was supposed to be, something like this, like modern dance or whatever, you can work up into it. Whatever it is, you want to just work up into that, and maybe the hands up like that, I'm not sure. And then just work up into it from this. You can see how even if you look at this, even if you kept the body right there, you'd still have that arm, which could give it that little, what would you call it? Little dash of salt. It's like boom. And that's kind of what I'm imagining watching this. And he might have his hand out like that. I don't know. But even if you kept that body there, and you kept it, that arm could keep moving, and it should work then. Okay, the main things to remember is what we talked about is shapes go like this, and then you do the cross. That's how you get that whip. Everything doesn't go like this, 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 this. A lot of things go like this. Up, 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 and then it comes up like that, and then the next one is down, 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 and then you can continue it to where it goes like that and whip it this way, and then there's your other cross. Anyway, it's this motion like that. That will really, really help out your animation. Vato, I hope I made this clear for you.